In this video, I'm going to show you how can white get a draw. Now it's white to move, and it's a very interesting position in chess endgames. So I will make the moves and explain the theory behind it. So the only best move if white wants to get a draw, that is king b1. And let's say if black pushed the pawn, I can move my king to c2. Black has to move the king further, otherwise the pawn will be captured. I move king to b2. I'm posing the black king. So c3, move king to c2. So the only move for black is king c4, otherwise black will lose the pawn. Then I move my king to c1. So if you go king to b3, I move my king to b1. If you go to d3, I move my king to d1, opposing your king. And if you go back, I will go attaching the pawn, b4, c1, b3, b1. And the important thing is, so the white king has to oppose black king. And now it's black to move. If pawn to c2, I can move my king c1, and you want to protect the pawn, so you move king to c3, but it's a stalemate. It's one type of draw in chess. And if you don't push the pawn, the game will end up as repetition, which is another way to get a draw. So, king b1, that is the best move at the beginning. So black could play some other moves. So for example, king b4. Then I move king to b2. It's the same theory. We have to oppose the black king. King c2, king c4, king c2. So as long as I'm opposing the black king, I can prevent black king moving downward. So black played c4, I move king to c2, and this is what I showed you earlier. White can secure a draw in the end. So what if white made some other move at the very beginning? So for example, king b2 looks very tempting because I move my king closer to the pawn. But it turned out to be a blunder because the black king moved to b4. Now the black king is opposing the white king. If I move king to c2, the black king keep moving to c4, opposing the white king. And I have to give way. So I move my king to b2 or d2. So remember, for a black pawn at c5, these three squares are the key squares. So as long as the black king control or occupy any of the key square, black can secure the pawn getting promoted. So for example, in this case, white king moves to d2 and the black king outflank to b3. So here, the black king has secured at least 3 squares where the pawn is heading to. If the king goes to c1, I can move the king to c3, further opposing your king. If you move to d1 or b1, I can play outflank to the other side. So king up, pawn down, and we have 3 squares my king has secured. So black will have a queen in 3 moves. So it's very important for both kings to fight for the key squares for pawn at c5. These 3 key squares, okay? So that's the reason white cannot lose any of the 3 squares. So if a king moves to a2, let's say, and the best move for black is king to c4, because even though white moved king to b2, secure these 2 key squares, b3 and c3, black king can always control d3. That is a key square. And if you go up, I can push the pawn, that's a check, go down. I also move my king down, and I can have the queen in 3 steps, in 3 moves. So yeah, so this is a very interesting position, and I hope you like it.